Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and thank you for tuning in 2 times now. You're watching The Breaking Ground and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Over the last few minutes, we've seen a huge build-up of a protest by Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee is in the center of a lot of questions, a lot of fire, not just from citizens, not just, remember, from a lot of these women voters who continue to be her steadfast vote bank, but also now from the courts. The courts have come down heavily on Mamata Banerjee to the extent that the courts had to say that if you cannot provide for security to the doctors, please shut down the Arjikar Medical College. If that is not a clear indictment of Mamata Banerjee, I do not know what is. But let's begin this edition of the news with these pictures that you see on your screens. Now, these pictures will tell you how our netas want to deal with issues of safety of women, of issues that concern you and me, of issues that we have been putting here in center stage at least for the last 1 week. Look closely here. This is Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee, along with her entire cabal of at least 11 women MPs that she has, multiple women MLAs and all her karyakartas is out on the streets protesting. Who is she protesting against? She's protesting against the Trinamool. But then the question is, who leads the Trinamool? It is Mamata Banerjee. Who's the Home Minister in the state of West Bengal? The answer again is Mamata Banerjee. Who is the Health Minister of the state? No prizes for guessing. It is again Mamata Banerjee. So that is the state of affairs. Mamata Banerjee is telling us that she is protesting because she wants the CBI to ensure that all the accused in the case are picked up, arrested, and there is a capital punishment that is given to them by this Sunday. She has fixed that deadline, and much of these posters, remember, that she is holding is talking about capital punishment for the accused in the case. Mamata Banerjee for the moment hasn't spoken, but she's been leading this march, and then she also reaches a stage. You see all her women MPs and the MLAs all there on this stage. On the other side are images of the BJP protest. The BJP earlier has protested against the Trinamool. Now the BJP says that when Mamata Banerjee is in charge of everything, the entire state machinery, who is she protesting against? They say that Mamata Banerjee needs to resign. We've seen a lot of high drama, a lot of police bandobast was there, and you're looking at all these women, remember, who are in this white uniform are the Mahila Brigade of the Kolkata police, who also picked up a lot of these BJP karyakartas as they were protesting. So you're looking at one protest versus the other protest. I don't know whether here you will find an answer to the question that everyone has been asking. What about our safety? Who is accountable and who can ensure that the next time around you have a doctor or anyone else on a night shift, she is not raped and killed? Let's bring in more details on how the story has moved so far. We decided to visualize on a map that where is Mamata Banerjee right now leading the protest. This is Mamata's protest march. Phansi do demand, capital punishment milna chahiye. That is the demand that Mamata Banerjee has been making, and like we just had showed you all these images, this is an entire march that she is taking on another direction from the Arjikar Medical Hospital. Now I decided to point to you that the Arjikar Medical Hospital, from the point where she is right now, is just at a distance of 6 kilometers. So Mamata Banerjee, if she is really serious, think about this. If she is really serious, she wants to address the real concerns of the people, the real concerns of the students, of the women. What she'll also do is, instead of going in this direction, she might go on the right. And if she goes on the right, she can go to the hospital and meet with them. She can tell them that I am going to be fighting for your rights. I've made a mistake. I am sorry. I will ensure something like this is never repeated. She does not do that. This is only to establish that if Mamata Banerjee wants to cover this distance, no one can stop her. But clearly the idea is not to address the concerns here, but instead to go on another political path here, because that is about a protest. This graph and the graphic exactly is to reinforce that our netas decide to do only what suits them politically. Let's bring in more details on what remember the High Court today has said. The court, ladies and gentlemen, has come down heavily heavily against Mamata Banerjee earlier today. Now, these are stinging observations that have come in from the Calcutta High Court that has said that this is an absolute failure of the state machinery. Clear terms, absolute failure of the entire state. They go on to say that this is a sorry state of affairs in Kolkata. How can you have a situation that continues like this? The cops could not even protect their own men. Beat that. It's not about protecting you and me. They can't even ensure that their own people are protected. They get injured. Then they also, in fact, go on to speak about the midnight mayhem. Remember that we had seen. And this is where the court is also asking that how will the doctors work fearlessly? If something like this happens, the state fails to act, how can the doctors be fearless? The court is also asking, why does renovation happen near the crime scene? If you remember, we here on Times Now had showed you images of that parallel demolition that was going on, and the allegation was that there is an attempt being made to kind of damage some bit of evidence there. The court has said, we want to look at pictures. Please show us pictures that everything is safe and sound. The crime scene has not been tampered with. They also say that you should also be disturbed because this pains us. This pains everyone. Does this pain Netas? Clearly, these are questions that I think we all know the answers to. Now, can the DMC government, remember, really duck accountability? Why does this get really difficult for Mamata Banerjee from here on? Is because on the entire issue of rape and murder, the case, remember, that was filed was for an unnatural death. If you recall, also reports that had come in that the family was told that this doctor died because of a suicide. So this is where the Calcutta High Court has come down heavily also on asking, why didn't the principal file a formal complaint? Who went on to tell the family that she died because of suicide? All these are questions that get difficult to explain, also saying that the administration wasn't with the victim or her family, clearly telling you that there was a lot of bias. They also say that the parents fear evidence tampering possibility. This is the crux. Otherwise, remember, you can have the accused is sitting here, Sanjay Roy, who can just walk free. And the BJP has alleged that he is not even a real accused. He's been made a scapegoat. Is that true? We do not know. Does he have links with the Kolkata police? Again, this is a matter of investigation as you see that entire story panning out. Let's also bring up our top 5 questions at 5. These are questions that have continuously, remember, gotten added. We haven't heard any responses from Mamata Banerjee on this. The first question, has Mamata Banerjee reached a tipping point with Bengal's women voters, especially the Mahila voter that ensured that Didi continues her run abated? The next question, the women who had once rallied behind Mamata today, who they also call Didi, they are now leading long marches. Does this tell you that Mamata Banerjee is losing grip? She's losing control of her entire state now. The next question, the Kolkata hospital horror and the cover-up exposes fatal flaws in Mamata's administration. If that was not the case, why did we see so many cover-ups in the entire case? This brings us to the next question. The Calcutta High Court has wrapped Mamata Banerjee government, and the question we are asking that why have no heads rolled till now? No one from the administration has been sacked. Why? Is no one accountable? This brings us now to the most important question. Is this the most difficult political moment of Mamata Banerjee's political life? Could this now completely change things for her? She's the only women chief minister in the country, said to be very ferocious. She ensured that the left rule is dethroned when you talk of the state of West Bengal. But look at what has happened. Look at her own situation today. And going ahead, it's very, very difficult that we will see some kind of a sucker coming in for her. Let's try answering that question with a panel of guests joining us. That's going to be up on our screens now. As we look at these guests, we have Rajat joining us, we have Shishir Bajoria ji, also Sanjay Hegde and Khaleequr Rahman ji joining us. And, I want to begin, Khaleequr Rahman ji, by asking you, because I'm told that you are defending Mamata Banerjee. How can you defend her? You'll have to unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir.
As for Mamata Banerjee's stand is concerned, because she, being a lady, she can understand the complexity of the case. Things definitely have gone wrong because the management and the administration of the college tried to, in fact, misrepresent the case and shield, the victim. But since the case now has been, handed over to CBI, now D's demand is that because the capital punishment has to be pronounced not only for the victim but all those who are actually involved in this. So, I mean, where do you see that she's wrong? So I think there should not be any kind of politics on this.
No,
so
Khaleequr Rahman ji, this is a deeply political story. Can you tell me what is Mamata Banerjee doing right now? If she is not playing politics, why is she out on the streets protesting? Who is she protesting against?
No, she's only demanding. She is not protesting. She is demanding from the CBI that the culprits should not be spared.
And what about the women? What about those many silent voices that have tried to speak up in the last many days who also want justice? What about the family of this young girl who's no more today? They also want justice. What should they do? If Mamata cannot respond, Mamata might as well resign, sir.
No. See, you are jumping into a conclusion because right now, what is important is that the justice has to be accorded.
So, do you accept that Mamata Banerjee was not in a position to give her justice? At least accept that.
No. See, I told you that this is the case of the complete misrepresentation of the facts by the management and the administration, and definitely.
No, what is the management? What is the administration? I do not understand. When Mamata Banerjee also holds the home portfolio, she holds the health portfolio, she wants to shield everyone. Can you tell me, Khaleequr Rahman ji, of even one head that has rolled?
No. See, she is not trying to shield anyone. That is the reason she is on the roads today, because she wants the capital punishment to be given to all those who are involved with. And she has given the deadline of Sunday because we know.
So who is she to give deadlines? I don't get that. Did you hear what the court today has said, sir?
Yes.
Did you hear what the Calcutta High Court had to say about the state machinery, about the state police?
Absolutely. No.
So who is responsible for that? Is the CBI responsible for that also?
No. CBI is not responsible, and I do have a very high regard for the court, for the remarks of the court. But what is important here, that the justice has to be done to the victim's family, and we have to ensure that, again, this is a typical case of the Nirbhaya. And as a civil society, have we failed? As a government, have we failed? And what are the steps that we have taken to curb this? So
Khaleequr Rahman ji, I do not agree with absolutely anything, sir, that you have said. If Mamata Banerjee was so for a CBI probe, when, everyone asked her to transfer the probe to the CBI right on day 2 or day 3, she said, I have given them time till Sunday. It's only when the courts intervened that she had no choice. And now she's out on the streets because she wants capital punishment. Clearly, I don't think that people of the country can be taken for a ride forever for too long. Rajat, as you look at this story is deeply disturbing at multiple levels. Clearly there is a lot of political color to the story. But there are serious questions, Rajat, of women's safety, of law and order, of women being safe at their workplace. How will we address that?
No, it is absolutely right. It is systemic in multiple ways. And, when such brutal crimes happen, political parties across the aisle should actually come together and try and give a bipartisan color to it. Here, look at Mamata Banerjee. Her first statement in this public rally is that BJP and left have joined hands together to sully my image. All she is worried about is her own image and the image of her government, and not about the women of the state or the women of the country. And that is really unfortunate. And the real problem is she is pinpointing blame at everybody else, but she is not pinpointing blame at the Kolkata CP. What was the Commissioner of Police doing, and how under his watch did the vandalization of the hospital happen? The core point is that why has no head rolls? Not even the president of the Khaleequr hospital was made to sit on a compulsory wait. He was shifted to another hospital or another medical college. It is
So
shameful.
I think after this,
And what the
stinging
what the High
remark
Court
that has come in Khaleequr Rahman ji vis-a-vis Mamata Banerjee, I do not know how can she even continue. Forget about questions of morality. It's even the people of the state who are losing patience with her. Before I get Sanjay Hegde into this conversation, quickly to you, Sanjay Bajoria di, please tell me something that is it time then perhaps to dismiss the government, Shishir Bajoria ji? People say that we have run out of patience with Mamata Banerjee. The TMC holds a protest. The BJP is, holding a counter protest. What about citizens? Is no one worried about citizens, about women?
Diptiji, permit me to just put in front of all your viewers a few bullet points. The questions you have raised are spot on. They are spot on. And you could see how this gentleman, Khaleequr Rahman, he was stammering and stuttering because he could not even defend himself. Now, I'm coming to the bullet points. What happened when they vandalized? There was an MLA and councillor of TMC who was responsible for this. I cannot name him.
You are saying
it's
the TMC responsible for all that midnight violence?
Yes, madam. So that only those areas were vandalized where evidences were there. And this was an MLA and councillor. Second point I'll bring in front of your people, in front of the viewers. One, CP of Calcutta Police, 100% responsible. He is protecting an officer of Calcutta Police of a much lower rank.
Why are they doing that, Mr. Bajoria? Like, what is the larger point here? Who's shielding whom?
This is a huge racket. This is a huge racket that is going on. And this is an officer of a much lower rank who the CP is protecting. And let me tell you, these are news coming from Calcutta Police because after all, they are the informers. Now, this march of today is nothing but to divert. Tell me, when she came out and she said, I give Calcutta Police 7 days till Sunday.
Yes.
And then I'll hand over. Did she talk about hanging? No. Today she said that she has been for 13 years chief minister, before that union minister, an MP, MLA. Does she not know? That
she obviously does. She obviously does. And you and I, and even Rajat and I think Khaleequr Rahman ji would also understand that this perhaps is that last act of self-defense. Just go out on the streets, say I'm with the Janta, clearly forgetting that she, is the chief minister. Now, Sanjay, in a position like this, I will just come back to you, Bajoria ji. Give me a moment. Sanjay ji, when you look at everything that has happened so far, right from the courts who have kind of obviously told us that they're not happy with everything that has happened vis-a-vis the administration, vis-a-vis the cover-up in the case, vis-a-vis the, entire goons who possibly were picked up later. About 25 people have been arrested, Sanjay Hegde, so far. But we do not know who these people are. Do they have any allegiance to any political party or not? What is the right way ahead? I think even it's just the courts that possibly can give us justice. Netas can't.
Then courts also have their procedures. And quite uncomfortable cases are going out of the state death sentence within 1 week. Here, as a country, we gave even Ajman Kassab due process. We are a country which comes on a constitution and the due process. We have handed it over to the CBI, and I hope you can trust the CBI of fair and complete investigation. After the investigation and the filing of the charges, that is judicial process begins. And at the end of the trial, whatever is the sentence, that can be executed. So, yes, please do everything to facilitate a clean investigation. Please do not interfere with the investigation. Do not create conditions where the site of the crime is damaged. All these things, nobody needs to tell any good administration. What Mamata is also doing is probably influence how things have panned across the Bengal border, across Bengal international border. We saw how quickly street protests out there resulted in a regime change. So yes, to that extent, we may be trying to bring down tempers. I do remember way back during the Nirbhaya protest. I was there in Jantar Mantar when Mrs. Sheila Dikshit came there and lit a candle along with others.
But you know, Sanjay ji, good that you've spoken about the Nirbhaya protest. Even I was there. I do not remember even one instance, you know, or even one example of anyone saying that the police is trying to cover up the case. You know, there was a lot of discomfort about the kind of remarks that, you know, the then late Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit ji had said vis-a-vis the entire case. But I have this quick breaking update, and Rajat Sethi and Khaleequr Rahman ji, you must listen to what Mamata has just said. We are putting out those graphic details also on our screens. Mamata Banerjee says that attempts are being made to hide the truth by circulating fake news on the social media. Do remember, Khaleequr Rahman ji, the top cop of the state had said that because of the malicious campaign by the media, we had seen that entire violence at the Arjikar hospital. So he's blaming the media because clearly Mamata Banerjee does not like uncomfortable questions. Khaleequr Rahman ji, she also says we want truth to come out, but some quarters are peddling lies to mislead people. Then she says this is a nexus of the left and the BJP that needs to be exposed. Khaleequr Rahman ji, is this the best response that Mamata Banerjee can give even now? She's realized that she's on the wrong foot. The court has kind of given out that straight warning. Can't she just say sorry, apologize to the state?
Now, since the case has already been handed over to the CBI and everything.
No, you are now training all your guns on the CBI. Why can't you speak on Mamata Banerjee? Has the CBI spoken of a nexus between the BJP and the left? It is Mamata Banerjee saying that, sir.
In my initial remarks. No. Statements are there, whatever she said now.
Why is she making a political statement when you have an investigation also that she has tried to cover up?
Absolutely. I think she should wait and she should let the CBI do its job. And then after that, the truth will come out.
So will you accept that you can no longer defend Mamata Banerjee at least? Can you say that?
No, I'm not trying to defend, ma'am. I think you are, mistaken me. I'm just trying to say here that there was a lapse, especially, on part of the college administration, and there was also a lapse.
The same college administration whose principal is only moved out to another college until the court intervenes. I don't understand. He was not even sacked. There was not even a case registered against him. If you're saying there was a lapse, someone should have been held accountable. No, aren't these mistakes that Mamata Banerjee has made?
No, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the reason now, since the case is with the CBI, all these things will come out. And whoever are the culprits and whoever are found guilty, they will all be punished.
So Mamata Banerjee, Rajat, the plan is she can continue to play politics. Every day she will say, case CBI ke paas hai, CBI bataye kya hua hai, CBI se aap jawab पूछिए, हमसे मत पूछिए. Rajat, is this how politics and women's safety is going to be handled in the country?
This is for the, for the people of this country to see in absolute stark terms that what politics does Mamata Banerjee offer. Instead of ensuring that somebody, I understand, that when the brutal crime happened, investigation is on. But why did you not sack the CP of Kolkata till date? Because it was under his watch where the crime scene of one of the most talked about case was vandalized as if it is nobody's concern, as if it is in some remote corner and the CP couldn't go there.
Yes, and then they blame the media for this. Now, Shishir Bajoria ji, before I give the last word to Sanjay Hegde, tell me something, what will happen now? We've seen a protest versus a counter-protest, but this clearly cannot be the end of the story. The buck needs to stop somewhere.
See, today, they are all talking about CBI having taken over the case because of High Court. How come Calcutta Police Commissioner addressed the press today on this subject? Number one. Number two, those who were arrested, by whom? Calcutta Police or CBI? Number three, Cyber Police Station of Calcutta Police threatened people till 1:30 in the morning. The case is with CBI. What are you doing? Finally, you're saying what will happen? I'll answer it.
Yes.
This could well be the Nandigram stroke Singur moment of Mamata Banerjee.
Are you saying this could be the end of Mamata Banerjee? Will you ensure that happens? Will the BJP do that? At least, having some bit of justice for women?
for the people of West Bengal, for the women folk of West Bengal.
Okay.
We believe in the Matri Shakti. We believe
Mamata
in
Banerjee,
Shakti.
famously, Sanjay Hegde had said, "Ma Mati Manush." You think that slogan completely falls flat? I just have the last few seconds to give to you.
Well, she has another year and a half to take true to her word. Or if there has been a major mistake, which obviously there has been, to try and redeem herself.
Okay.
If she fails, then it will be somebody else.
All right, so let's see where that story moves. Sanjay ji, we are looking at Mamata Banerjee, who's still out in the streets, still playing politics. We'll track that story much more. Thank you to all of you gentlemen for joining us. We quickly head into a break.